Good evening, my soil fam. This is Kay of Kayreneesgarden. Tonight we will be doing some late night gardening. So I'm going to be starting some fall seeds. I have all my supplies right in front of me. For those that are return visitors to my channel, I appreciate you being here. Those of you that are new to my channel, I do predominantly gardening on my channel. However, I do a lot more. I do fitness on my channel. You may see food being cooked. You may see classic cars. You may see me out at the nursery or out shopping. It's all kind of stuff, more like a variety channel going on over here. But anyway, tonight we will be doing late night gardening. So I will be starting some seeds for the fall. I have this wonderful box of seeds here. My daughter gave me this box of seeds for my birthday a couple of years ago, and I have been using them, but there are some that I have not used that I want to plant. And one of those things is sorrel. I had a bunch of sorrel in my garden. I can't remember what happened to the sorrel. I just don't know. Maybe I killed it. I just don't know. But anyway, we're gonna get some sorrel started. Love sorrel. Rhubarb chard. Rhubarb chard is so beautiful. Nothing but a Swiss chard. And if you guys know anything about Swiss chard, so many beautiful colors. It is beautiful, but rhubarb is like the green and it has the red veiny lines in it, so very beautiful. French breakfast, radish. I'm a radish lover. There are a lot of people that do not like radish, but I happen to love it. And so I like that spicy flavor. You can eat the radish root, vegetable, the bulb, or you can eat the leaves as well. It's all edible. Have some Chinese cabbage. What I love about Chinese cabbage is that it kind of grows up and then it spreads out at the top. So, you know, to me, it kind of saves a little bit of space. You know, I'm kind of a small space gardener. I do have a lot going on out there, and I wanted to do some peas. So the American Wonder, I think this is a sweet pea. I have not done this. I usually do sugar snaps because I love sugar snaps. I can just go out into the garden and grab one off the plant and eat it, and it's so sweet. And for fall, you know, with the weather cooling down and you're going into winter, I can pretty much plant those out in my climate. I'm in Southern California, zone 10B. So I can pretty much plant these out all the way through spring. So that is wonderful. They do like the warmer weather, you know, as far as getting started. So this will be a good time to start my peas because it's warm outside. They'll get going. And in the fall, you have more of that spring type weather where, you know, you're in the 70s and that, and it's nice and beautiful outside. This one is another pea. It's an pea early onward. Never planted these, but I think I want to try them. Now for peas, to me, you can drop these out in the soil, and with this warm weather that we still have going on right now, they're going to pop up within maybe 4 or 5 days. So I'm not going to start those tonight. But these, I want to get going. I want to get my radish going. I hate starting my radish and then the birds and all the pests come and eat up my leaves and stuff. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start these in these containers. So I do have some seed starter mix. You want to use seed starter mix because it's a lighter soil. So it has peat moss, perlite, pumice, and washed sand. So it's really light and fluffy. All you're trying to do is get your seeds started. So you don't want a soil that's heavy. So that's what I use. I like a seed starter mix. Now that's not to say you can't use any other potting mix and they're not gonna get going, because I've done that as well and it worked just fine. But the lighter soil works fantastic. So I have these little starter trays. I got these starter trays on Temu. Probably was like $5. I think it was like, I think I have a few of these trays outside, so I think it was like, I think it was 6 trays. And with each tray, it's like 12 little pods here. So this is where your water goes. That's the water reservoir. So that's the bottom. And then you have your little tray tray here with the pods there, and you drop your growing medium in there, which is your soil, and then you have your top here to give it that greenhouse effect. And then you can open it up for airflow, but then you can keep it closed up as well. So while the seeds are getting started, I'm gonna keep that closed up so I can get that nice little greenhouse effect. So what I'm gonna do is put some of the growing medium or soil inside of this container here, and then I'm gonna moisten it. All you wanna do is dampen the soil. You don't wanna saturate it. You just want it enough to get your seeds started. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some soil in here. And I have a little tray here as well because we don't want to make a mess, because I am indoors at the dining room table and I don't want to make a huge mess everywhere. So I have this little tray to catch any mess that I'm making. So I'm just filling up this container here with the soil. So you can use like a little spray bottle just to dampen your soil, or I can take it into the kitchen and moisten it as well. Probably be a little bit quicker. And you want to make sure you have some well-draining little trays. If you're going to be using trays, always make sure, or you can use water bottles, you can use anything to get your seeds started in. But make sure it has a drainage hole at the bottom. All your pots, containers have to have drainage holes. And this information is mainly for new gardeners, you know, that are starting out. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get the soil moistened up. I think I'm gonna do it in the kitchen because I left my spray bottle outside and I don't wanna go outside because it is late at night. I think it's after 10. It is. It's after 10 p.m. So I'm going to go ahead and moisten the soil really quick. And then I'll be right back in just a second. Alrighty, so I did moisten up the soil. I definitely want some of this rhubarb chard. So I'm going to open this packet here. And I do have this little dibbler so I can make the hole in the growing medium here. So these seeds are kind of big, so I'm just going to do one seed per pot. And if something doesn't germinate, that's okay. I'll just come back and reseed. So this whole container will be rhubarb chard. So that's what's going here. I love Swiss chard. Swiss chard is like a mild flavored green, kind of like a spinach. So I absolutely love it. I have tons of collards and kale out there, so no reason for me to plant any of that. Would be, and then you're just gonna cover up those holes. So this soil is already moist, and I'll probably, since it has cooled down quite a bit outside, I'll probably just put these containers in my little, I have one of those little mini greenhouses. I think I'm just gonna set this outside. I'm not gonna even put it in any artificial light or anything like that. I just set it outside. Let it get that natural sunlight. So anyway, here's my little container here. It has 12 pods. This is all rhubarb chard. I have my little label here, so I will be putting a label in there. So hold on, you know what? Let me label it now because I am terrible at labeling things. So hold on, you guys. Let me get a marker and label it. It's so much easier when you label things, so much easier. So this one is my rhubarb chard. So that's gonna go inside here. And put the top on. And then I have my little it up so we can get that little greenhouse effect. And I'm gonna move that one over. All right, now I have another tray over here, and I wanna start that sorrel. So I don't want a ton of sorrel plants. Sorrel is absolutely amazing. Sorrel has that citrusy flavor, packed with vitamin C. I absolutely love it. So I'm definitely gonna use that. Let me put these seeds away so I don't get them wet, get the packets wet or anything. Put it back in the box. So let's see, sorrel. Have to do some sorrel. I don't know what happened to all my sorrel. But anyway, I'm going to fill up another one of these little containers. So I'm not gonna do all 12 sorrel. So most likely, I think I'm gonna do partly Chinese cabbage and part sorrel. So 6 and 6. That way, because with all the beds that I'm emptying out there, I have more space. And you know what that means. If I have more space, I am dropping more plants. So, gardening is so addicting, you guys. And I mean, it's a good thing because it's gonna save you on your grocery bill. Definitely, if you're a person that eats out of your garden, make sure to take care of your garden, you guys. Make sure that you are doing all the things to take care of your garden because it is definitely going to save you money. I plant majority of my produce, all the things that I eat, I plant out there. And some stuff I do indoors with hydroponics. So as it gets like close to the end of the year, I always start some basil indoors because for the most part, like there are certain basils that will go all year round. Like my African blue basil, it'll go all year round. But like your Italian basils and one of my favorites, the lettuce leaf basil, it'll die off. And so because of that, I like to always make sure that I have tons of it. So I'll plant it indoors. So I just recently planted some holy basil, which is over here in this arrow garden here, and I'll share with you once I'm done with this. And then I started another arrow garden that has all my lettuce, and that is looking fantastic as well. So I like to have my little greens indoors and outdoors. Now the collards, they're gonna go all year round. I don't do the collard plants, I do the collard trees. When you do the collard plants, they die off. Now I understand if you're, you know, if you have an apartment or patio or whatever, you can still garden. You'll just have to garden according to your garden space. So you can use containers, you can use raised beds. Some people use water bottles, milk containers. You can use just about anything to garden in. Whatever you can do to save your coins on groceries. So anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and moisten up this soil. I'll be right back. All right, fam, so I got the soil all moistened up, and we're gonna get this sorrel started. So I'm gonna do 6 sorrel, and then I'm gonna do some Chinese cabbage. So let's see. I hope everyone is doing well this evening. Ooh, these are some super tiny seeds. Alrighty, so I'm gonna do multiple seeds because these seeds are super tiny. Let's see, can you see that? Super tiny. So I'm gonna do quite a few seeds for each pod. That's to ensure germination. When you have tiny seeds like this, you don't wanna do one seed because you never know if it's gonna germinate. And I don't want no problems, because you can always thin them out And if you get multiple plants and you actually want a bunch of these plants, then you can always, you know, just separate them, and then you can plant them in different containers or raised beds. So I can also give some away. Extremely healthy, and as I stated, packed with vitamin C. So I'm only going to do 6 of these. So I got this all, and I mean, this is a lot of seeds. So I'm going to close up those holes there, and then let me tag that because I'm always forgetting what I plant, and especially for stuff like this. Like, I don't usually plant a lot of cabbages and stuff, and sorrel. Usually what I do is I'm at the nursery, which I do anyway. It doesn't matter what I have planted. If I stop by the nursery, I'm buying something. Because I just love gardening. So I'm definitely gonna pick up something if I see it and I want it. So anyway, let's see, what did I do with my marker? Oh, here it is. So that was my sorrel. Probably should put the date on here as well, when I planted it. So this is still technically, let's see, my watch went to sleep. Okay, so this is technically 9/12. So at least if I date it, then I know exactly when I planted it and how long it took for it to germinate. So when I give you guys an update, then I'll be able to give you that information. So this is September 12th, you guys. So now I'm gonna open up my Chinese cabbage. So we're gonna get that going. Let's see, I think these are some, they're kind of tiny. I think I'm just gonna do like 2 per pot. And what I'll do is I'll put them apart from each other. I won't plant them all in the same hole. Although it doesn't really matter because I could still thin them out before they get like too big. So I think I'll do that. Make it easy on myself. So got this soil nice and moist. I'm gonna pop 2 seeds each hole. And that's the Chinese cabbage. And then we're gonna go ahead and label so that we don't forget what we planted. So that's my Chinese cabbage. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit the notification bell so that you know when new content has been uploaded. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right, so got that in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my top on. Give it that little greenhouse effect. Uh-oh, the label, you guys. Almost forgot that label. So that was the Chinese cabbage. All right. And for the new gardeners, make sure that you have, like, you know, all your whatever fertilizers you're going to use once you get started gardening. Make sure you have your fertilizers, your potting mix or your raised bed mix, whatever you decide to plant in, so that you're always prepared. Okay. I'm gonna have to move these tags are kind of big. Let's see. All right. Okay, I might have to move one to the other side because it's so wide. It's not wanting. It's not allowing me to put my lid on. Okay, got it. All right. So now we're going to put our little vent sealer on there. And there's our Chinese cabbage and sorrel. So I have my rhubarb chard planted, and the Chinese cabbage and sorrel. So now I'm going to do all radish because I absolutely love radish. So this whole container will be radish. Any beans or anything like that, I'm just dropping those in the soil. So those come up so quickly and so easily. And most of the beans that I do, except for sugar snap peas, if you do a bush beans only get maybe like, I don't even think they get 2 feet tall, but I'm gonna go with 2 feet tall just because. So those are short, stout plants. But if you do any of the other beans, like sugar snap beans, they get kind of tall. So let's see. All right, so packing this starter mix in there, and then I'm gonna moisten that and get some more seeds started. And then we're gonna be done for the evening because it is late. I don't want to get too many seeds started, because I did get some stuff started in the house. And like I said, I'm going to share with you also the hydroponic units so you guys can see how they are doing. Oh my goodness, that lettuce is growing so fast. The only one that's moving kind of slow is that little tiny tin that I put in there. For some reason it's moving slow, but we're going to see how it does. If it doesn't do well, then I'm going to drop a seed over in this hydroponic unit. Sometimes things that, I have 2 units, a 9-pot and a 6-pot, and sometimes the 6-pot does better than the other one, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so I have my soil in here. I'm going to go ahead and moisten it. I will be right back, you guys. All right, fam, so I got that soil all moistened up. I'm gonna go ahead and plant 12 seeds. This one's gonna be all radish. And I'm only doing 1 seed per pod because the radish seeds, they're not super, super tiny. Maybe I'll do 2. How about 2? Just for germination purposes. These start pretty easily as well. So this is one that I just absolutely love. So get all these started. One of the great things about fall and spring is nice and sunny. In my zone anyway, nice and sunny, but weather is manageable, nice and cool, not too warm. So, all right, so got those all seeded up, and close up these holes here, the top on. Nice little greenhouse effect, and we are set. And what I love about these seed starting trays is that the bottom tray is for the water. That's a water reservoir, so you can water from the bottom, and that way your plants will soak up the soil will soak up the water as needed for your plants to thrive. That way you're not overwatering. You just put a little bit of water at the bottom of this tray here. So this sits inside this water reservoir here, and then you water from the bottom. And remember, those trays have holes at the bottom, so it will soak up that water. So anyway, this one was my radish tray. So there we go, you guys. Got us some seeds started tonight on 9/12. So pop that label in there and put that vent cover on, and we are all done, you guys. So they're going to be in here for the night tonight. Because I am not going outdoors to anybody's greenhouse. So I'll put them outside in the morning, but I love these seeds. You know what? I do have some small Ziplocs to put these in, so I think I'm going to do that. That way my seeds won't spill in here. But I love this box. This box is awesome. Keeps everything nice and organized. It actually came with a pair of gloves that has like the little dibbler that you can make the holes in the soil with. So that was pretty cool also. I haven't used those. I think I have a couple of pairs of those. But for me, sometimes I like to get my hands in the soil, and sometimes it's hard for me to get things done with gloves on. That's why a lot of the times I will just put my hands in the soil. Should we use gloves? Possibly, because we don't never know what might be in the soil. So anyway, you guys, I appreciate you guys all watching. Thank you all for being here. If there's any questions that anyone has, make sure to leave it in the comments, and I will be sure. I always respond to all my comments. So please leave a comment. I will respond to it. I will go ahead and show you the hydroponics and how the plants are doing, so that you will be able to see how easy it is to grow in the hydroponic units as well. Hold on just a second. All right, so here we go. Here are the hydroponic units, and you see how big these plants have gotten. So it's been 13 days. Gosh, it doesn't even seem like it's been that long. 13 days. I have some holy basil in there and lettuce leaf basil. So these are the lettuce leaf basil here, these three, and then the other three are the holy basil. But I have put so many seeds in there, as you can see, so I'm gonna have to separate those. So I'm thinking about doing that on tomorrow, going ahead and taking some of those plants out of there and just put them in like little individual containers and put them outside in the greenhouse. If I take them out of the hydroponics unit, that means I have to keep them very hydrated, because they've had their whole little 13, 14 days in the hydroponic unit. So I may wait for some of them to get a little bit bigger, because they are small, so they'll be just fine where they are right now. I did do multiple seeds here with the lettuce leaf basil, but those will be just fine. What I love about those is those leaves get as big as your hands, the lettuce leaf basil, and you can use them for wraps. You can use them as your lettuce. I absolutely love it. Anyway, let's take you over to the other hydroponic unit. So this one is the 9-pod, and as you can see, this lettuce has grown crazy already. This is the red Lala Rosa lettuce, and I absolutely love it. That's one of my favorites. But you see that little tiny Tim, poor baby. I don't know what's happening with that one. It just seems to be moving a little slow. It did get its third leaf, so it might get its footing and keep on going, so we're gonna see. But that lettuce looks absolutely beautiful. I'll probably be able to harvest off this in like maybe another week or so. That's how fast it grows. It's been in there for about, I think, 19 days, and so it's looking really good. Anyway, you guys, thank you all for being here. Again, make sure to like, share, comment. Consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Hit the notification bell so that you know when new content has been uploaded, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.